Hello, Pisces. How are you? Welcome. I hope you're doing very well, Pisces. Let's see how things are going to be. Your energies for this moment, so you can use them to your advantage and see a situation from a new point of view. This reading is general. Take what resonates with you and don't discard the message. And it applies to all those who have their sun, ascendant, moon, or Venus in the sign of Pisces. Pisces, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. Remember to activate all the bells so you can get notifications for the new videos I upload to the channel. If you want, you can follow me on my other TikTok and Instagram accounts, where I will be uploading new content for all of you. Let's channel a message for the sign Pisces. Let's see. You're starting with the Two of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Cups, Knight of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Well, the situation's pretty clear here, Pisces. I feel like the sharpest energy isn't always better. It could be that you're handling two situations at the same time. There might be a situation where I'm at a crossroads and I have to make a choice. I have to choose something. Let's see later where this energy goes, whether I have two job opportunities. Two jobs, a project, a job. There's also a lot of excitement about opening up, breaking boundaries, about opening up to something new. But, for example, there are several sources of income that have appeared. But the question is, where is the energy going? Maybe there's something here that needs to be replaced or let go of. Why is that? Trying to do too much can mean accomplishing less. Apergueta. Maybe the energy is saying, let's focus on something. Either. So this doesn't wear you out, so it doesn't. Excesses. We also know they're not good. It could have to do with paying attention to two people, with holding up two different emotional planes. One person has certain characteristics, while the other has different ones. There is an emotional bond. There is an emotional connection. But you are at a point where you have to choose. Otherwise, in the long run, this leads to confusion and also emotional disorder. The thing is, I see that there's some kind of attachment to letting go. To letting go of a bond, a relationship, or maybe there's also fear of choosing, of making a decision. Amidst all that, then, you're at a moment where your instinct is also guiding you toward a place, whether it's toward a job, a source of income, or toward a person. Listen to your body. Where is it guiding you? Where do you feel free? Where can you grow? And the challenge here is to let go of what's safe and open yourself up to something new. Because yes, by holding on so much or clinging to so many situations, so many options, and not letting go, not releasing in the long run, this confuses you. So many options, so many situations, two people, two jobs. I need to get organized. Maybe the energy is pointing to the fact that there could be some situation there someday. I feel like I'm a bit all over the place, disorganized. I feel like I'm doing a lot of things throughout the day. I'm trying to juggle all of this, trying to handle a lot of commitments. I commit myself. I make those. I make promises too, like we said, commitments. So you kind of try to hold up all this reality as much as you can. Thank you. The energy is telling you not to get rigid, but on the contrary, to be flexible. with what you have to release, with what you have to let go, because you're about to enter a path, a new path of new experiences, of new adventures, about to leave behind what is known and familiar. Holding on to so many situations or so many options can stagnate your energy. And the energy, what it's asking of you is openness, openness to the new experience. Let's see what else we have and where this is going, and if we also have major arcana cards that start to come out. Pisces sign. General and available energy. You have the Lovers, we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Well, two situations. There's no doubt that it's not that indecision or that uncertainty like, oh, what do I choose? What do I pick for my life? Because naturally, if this involves people, very different people from different worlds, they're going to offer you different things. Not everything they're going to offer you. Maybe some of it brings something positive to your life. Maybe another person, someone else, does bring something very valuable. I feel like the energy is telling you that you're going to have to make a decision here. That's why. Now, does it make sense? Isn't the choice you have to make a conscious one based on what attracts you, based on what you feel? If it has to do with people, if you have to make a choice, say, well, how do I feel with that person? I feel like they empower me. I feel safe with that person. I feel like I can trust them. I feel like I can build something real. I can build something concrete. I feel where I see where there is responsibility, where there is emotional responsibility. I feel that with this person, you can move forward in the future to build a family, to build a solid commitment. I really feel comfortable. So it's about listening to your heart a little, listening to your intuition, and about choosing what's real, choosing what's concrete, and maybe leaving behind those promises, those promises that sometimes just fade away. What about reflection? What about the radical reflection on what is certain? That's why I say, or maybe news manager. This not only applies to what has to do with the sentimental side, but it also applies to the physical, material, economic, and work-related aspects. You are starting to walk down a new economic path. You are being given the opportunity for attention, to manifest something truly great, to manifest a dream you have had. Whether it's an economic opportunity, a promotion, a new job, or a new project. But here, you have to choose something. Step out of your comfort zone. You'll have to let go of something. Bring one of those desires you have down to earth so you can make it happen. Which job or source of income do you feel most aligned with? What is that project that truly sparks that connection and passion? What really excites you? What draws you in? Because there could be a big, big promise of a lot of money here. It's a job you don't like. But there could also be the possibility of a project that does require consistency, requires work, requires responsibility. But in the long run, this can also have a very positive outcome for you. That's why the point here is to bring things down to earth. those expectations, those desires, those illusions maybe of quick money, and choose what's most convenient for you right now. You're holding up two parallel realities. Because it comes. If exhaustion doesn't come, exhaustion comes both for the emotional side and the material side. The truth is, you're well supported once you decide this. A decision aligned with your heart, a decision also aligned with your passion. Because you will be manifesting something truly abundant, something big. This can come along with recognition, promotion, starting to earn more, starting to build something truly solid, saying, hey, I'm staying here. I feel like there's a future. I'll keep going down this new path. Let's see what else we have. Pisces, you're in a moment. Pay attention. You're super, super magnetic, very attractive. There could also be like a change in your look. Your aura is radiating like mystery, right? And mystery attracts. It could be a great moment for you emotionally, socially, and passionately. There's a lot of chemistry with people who are drawn to your energy. And what is it? What? Pisces? General energy available? Let's take 3 more arcana here. We have the 5 of Swords, we have the 8 of Pentacles, we have the 3 of Swords, the 10 of Wands. Well, it's a bit like what we were talking about before. In the case of what's related to work, and this choice we've mentioned, this choice, are you aware of what makes you feel more comfortable, what you're passionate about, where you feel more creative, what's more aligned with you? Let's see. I feel that this has to do with work, with the project that's more aligned with your dreams, with your ideals, to bring it down to earth and work for it. You know, it needs consistency. You know, it needs you to stay on top of it, to be there day by day. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen overnight. That's why I say you need to have patience. But it also requires that choice where I see that you're making that decision of distancing yourself. At first, there might be some internal conflict, like, honestly, I didn't want to let this go. But I've realized that it's necessary in order to move forward with this new purpose or with this new goal. I can't keep holding on to everything because it brings me tiredness. It brings me exhaustion. So that's why it's time to choose. Right? It's not a time to keep loading yourself with things. It's not a time to demand 100% from yourself. If you don't, your body will make you pay later. Your body feels it, especially in your back, your shoulders, your legs. Therefore, it's necessary to release the excess load. That's why I say more isn't always better. Maybe now, when it comes to work or finances, energy is more about consistency, day by day, patience, responsibility, but also knowing that building something, a project, a job, takes time. There are no magical solutions here from one day to the next. This is something that will take your time. I feel like you'll have a new routine there. But the thing here is also to let go of those fears. Maybe it's the fear of loss, because sometimes we don't let go out of fear of losing or fear of not having. What's going to happen with this new project? What's going to happen in this new stage of work? I feel that you are well supported because you have the courage to face challenges, to face fears, and you also know that you deserve this abundance. You deserve this new financial stability. And yes, it's true that at times there may be doubts. Sometimes there's mistrust. but the desire to move forward is stronger. Because of that movement, because of that new dream, that new goal, that new source of income that will be there, you will be moving forward. That choice will be made. Something that you were holding on to that is no longer necessary at this moment will be let go. And will you focus on this new project or this new job? The burden you were carrying will now be released. Why? Because everything you were doing or the way you were moving economically or materially, the goal was clear, but it was too much effort. What you were doing was like you were exhausting all your energy. And this either brought very slow progress or it brought excess. And of course, exhaustion would come and you couldn't keep going like this. So it's also about slowing down a bit and lowering the level of demands. The same thing also happens with emotional matters. I don't feel that if you were or are about to make a decision between two people, and you know the answer, you know that with one person there is, you may have had a great connection. Look, physical attraction, desire, passion. Have you also had fun with that person but realized that you have different points of view? When it comes to a relationship where you think differently, where you see the world in such a different way that it clashes, that's when conflict arises. I feel like you've made the decision here to either step aside, even though it hurts a little, because there's no peaches here. Who wants to hurt the other person? Who wants to make them feel bad? Although many times it feels like, and sometimes you might already have that guilt of, well, I have to tell you this, but I don't want to hurt you. But is it the truth? So maybe the energy is telling you not to carry things that aren't yours. Don't carry other people's processes either. Don't carry that guilt. Or with any kind of anguish. Of course, it's not about being cold or indifferent to someone else's emotions, especially if there's been a connection here, but always the truth here, up front. To be honest with you, to stop carrying other people's energies too, and start setting certain boundaries and making choices, right? What do you like and dislike? Not anymore. Let's see what pieces we have in the oracle. Let's go with your message. For this moment. And if you have pleasure here, what does it tell you? Does it tell you? It gives you time to reconnect with your body. Take care of it. It's the instrument of your infinite soul. Treat it with love and care. Protect it from your relentless speed and demands. Give yourself time to enjoy and feel pleasure from your beloved physical body. This is what we've seen for all of you. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you here next time.